So, good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning's chair yoga. Make sure that your chair is secure, it's not going to fly off on you. And if you can, sit back as far as you can. If you've got a hole in the chair, that your bum goes right through the edge, or otherwise you're sitting nice and straight, you're not slumping down. This class is more for people with blood pressure problems, or back problems, anything like that. But if at any time you feel sick, you feel any pain, something doesn't feel right, then just stop. Who have I got there? Morning, Sassy. I was wondering which one you were going to come on to. So we're going to bring our chest, our hands down. Make sure as well that you've got enough space around you. I haven't got any of this side, but I need to make sure you can see my feet. So we're going to breathe in and lifting our arms up. And breathing out, bringing it down. You can take the arms out to the side if you want. It's just that I've got limited movement on the sides at the moment. So breathing in to lift up. And breathing out to bring it down. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in things that you want to gain. If there's parts of your body that you're worried about, that feel tense or tight, keep them in your mind. As you're breathing in, imagine all the air going right down to the joints, the areas of the body that you're worried or concerned about. And as you're breathing out, imagine it pulling all that pain, all that stress, all that tension out from that area of the body. And let's do 2 more. And our last one. And then just breathing back. Bringing it back to normal. So bring your hands, place them down. We're going to start with the neck. So you're going to bring one hand and place it behind the head. You're going to breathe in and look up towards your elbow. And as you breathe out, look down towards the shoulder, but keep the elbow pulling back. So we're breathing in, looking up. And we're breathing out, taking it down. And you'll feel this stretch sort of diagonally through the neck. You'll also feel it through the arms and the shoulders. And the last one, up and down. And bring it back to centre and bring the hand down. Let's change the arms. So bringing the hand up, Breathe in, look up to the elbow. And breathe out, look down to the shoulder. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. Now we're going to do one more up and down. And bring it back to centre. Take the arms down. So from here, we're going to bring the arms out and we're bringing them right over the top, lifting up, and then we're going to stay here. We're not going to take it any further. If you want to, you can. You're lifting the arms up to the ceiling. And you're going to breathe out and bring them down. Undo them. Bring the left over the right. So trying to get the elbows on top of each other. And lift them up. Bringing them down. Undo them. Right again comes over left. Lifting them up. So this is starting to open the shoulders at the back. Bring them out. Cross the left over the right. Push up. It's more to do with the elbows being there rather than the hands grabbing. If you can grab the hands, perfect. If you can't, don't worry. So let's do one more each side. And bring it down. From here, just give your shoulders a roll backwards. And then let's roll them forwards. And just moving one up at a time. So we're lifting one shoulder and then the other shoulder. And these will start to work just into that rib cage as well. And just bring them down. So taking the hands out, point the fingers up except for the thumb. Pull the fingers back, push the hand away. And then changing sides, fingers up, pull them back. Bring the fingers down, grab hold of them and pull them in towards the armpits. And changing, bringing the fingers down, pull them in. Feeling that stretch right through the top of the arm, which should be a lovely stretch. And bring them down. So we're going to turn the palms up and you're going to stick them under your bum. So you're sitting on your hands and you're just going to move side to side. Again, we're using acupressure to move the blood down into the fingers. So we're going to bring them out, but we're turning them flat down this time. So the palms are flat down. And again, we're just going to move side to side. Lovely. And again, lifting them out, give them a little shake. So from here, we're going to do a bit of a curl. So similar to what we normally do forward and backwards, but with this one, we're going to bend forward, lift our head up, push our chest back, roll back to the chair, tuck and curl forward. Lifting up, curling back. Rolling forward, lifting our head, shoulders and chest back, rolling back, curling forward, lifting up, rolling back. So we're kind of curling the spine the whole time. Think about the spine moving like a snake, so it's wiggling. We do 2 more. And then bringing it back to centre. So if we take our foot out to the side and we're turning ourselves, instead of being in front, we're taking it to the side. We're turning ourselves around and bringing our hands to our leg. We're going to breathe out and we're just going to move ourselves down towards there. We can just let our body rest on our lap and holding it here. You'll feel the pull from the side. 3 breaths, hold it here. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up. And we're bringing that foot back in. So moving the foot just out again to the edge of the chair. We're moving ourselves round. We're breathing out. We're moving forward. You can take the hands down if you want. We can keep our chin tucked in, especially if you've got blood pressure problems. You don't want to drop it down. You're breathing in. You'll feel the stretch on a diagonal through the body. Imagine breathing into that lower area. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to bring our foot back to the centre. We're going to take the other one out a little. Again, we're turning ourselves round. We're breathing out. If we want, we can let our head drop, but we don't need to. Think about your blood pressure, what feels better for you. 3 breaths. Breathe into that stretched part of the lower back. And bring ourselves back up again. Bring the foot in, let's change sides, last one. So move ourselves round, breathe out, go forward. 3 breaths. Lovely. And let's bring ourselves back up. So bringing that foot in. So we've done a diagonal forward. We're going to try and do the diagonal backwards. So again, we're taking the foot out. We're turning ourselves so that our belly button's coming over that knee. Now if it's our left leg, we're going to bring our left elbow onto our head. Place our other one on our knee, on our right knee. And you're breathing in, you're lifting up. And you'll feel the stretch, again, diagonally through the front, but pinching on that diagonal at the back. Make sure that you're not dropping that head back too far, that there doesn't feel that there's any stress in the neck. And we're going to breathe out, bringing it back. Bring the foot back in. Let's take it the other side. So again, placing the elbow's in the same direction as the knee. Breathe in, lift. And then bringing it back. Take the hand down. Bring the foot and the body back. Let's try the other side. And bringing it down. Last one. And bring it back. Lovely. So, if we bring ourselves to a little bit further on our chair, we're going to take our leg out as far as we can. I'll turn around in a minute. You're going to have your hand on the inside of your leg, turn and look in the opposite direction. If you can lift your arm up, you do. If you can't, then you keep your hand down by your hip. And you're just going to slide down your leg. But you're looking up towards the back. Like I said, if you want, you can have that arm over. Or it can stay here, or it can stay on your back. Now you're going to lift up and come back to centre. So where you are, you're bringing your hand onto that opposite knee. Again, if the arm's up in the air, you're going to bring it down, bring it behind your back. And you're going to turn and look round the back. So we're bringing it back to the centre. We're going to stay and do the other one here before I change sides. Bring the hand down, lift the arm up if you want. Breathe out, reach over. Lovely. And again, we're bringing the arm up. We're taking the hand behind. We're looking behind the back. and bring it back to centre. Bend the knee, that's out, bring it back in. I'm going to swap sides, otherwise I won't be able to do it, my leg will be in the wrong place. So, we're on the edge, we're taking the foot out, we're placing it flat on the floor. We're reaching the hand on the inside, taking the hand up or behind the back. We're looking over our back shoulder and looking up, breathing out to take it down to the side. Feeling the stretch through the side. Bringing it back to centre. Take the hand down, bring it behind the back, take the other one to the leg. So that leg's pushing and we're pulling with the arm and we're bringing ourselves round so we're looking over our back. Then we're bringing ourselves back to centre. We're lifting that arm up if we want. We're breathing out to bring it, sliding it down. That's it. Yeah, that's right, Pam. Remember, if you don't want to bring that arm up over your head, you can always take it out, Pam, if you need to. So we're breathing in, we're lifting up, and we're turning to look round the back. Now with this you should feel, if you're pulling and pushing on the leg, you'll feel the stretch right through the shoulders. And then bring it back to centre. Bend the knee. Bring it back in. Lovely. So from here, let's bring that foot in. So we're flexing the foot, we're bringing it up, we're placing it on the knee. We're letting the toes drop, or the knee drop. We're letting it drop down. So from here, we're going to push the knee down, pull the belly in, lean forward, see if you can lean your elbow on your knee, and then with your toes, pinch your toes, pull them, give them a little shake. So we're working our toes. We're then going to take it to the second toe, pinch it, pull it, give it a little shake. All the time we're leaning on this leg. If you want, you could always lean your hand on your head if you wanted as well. We're moving down the toes. And down the toes. And down the toes. And then we're going to see if we can put our fingers into our toes. So we're going through the toes, as if we're the things that they stick between your toes when they're painting them. So you're trying to stick all your fingers through your toes, so that you can open them up. It's quite hard, but it straightens all the toes. But you're trying to get your fingers in between, as if you're kind of doing, I know, it's a bit weird. And with that, you can just move the foot backwards and forwards. Move the ankle round in a circle. Point it and flex it. And then you can undo your fingers. And it should be quite nice. Now, this foot, we're on the edge, that should have been on the edge. Slide your foot down and see if you can bring it and hook it around so that it's going into eagle pose on the legs. Just stay in there, so right up onto your tiptoes. Now squeeze the legs as if you're trying to pull the legs open to each other. So they're trying to go in opposite direction. One's going that way, one's going that. But you'll feel it pulling into them hips. It's also doing the knees at the same time and the ankles. And then we're going to undo the foot, undo the legs. Give them a little shake. So let's try the other side. So flex the foot, bring it up, and just bounce it. And now we're going to breathe out, lean forward, place our elbow on our knee, and then use our fingers, give our toes a little pull. Now as we're doing this, we're bringing our thoughts into our toes, we're moving down, but at the same time, because we're leaning on this knee, we're starting to put a bit of pressure on it. But because we're not thinking about it, we're working on one part of our body, it shouldn't be too painful. It only tends to be when we move it that it starts to hurt. But we're using acupressure on our toes, and if we give it a pull, because they're kind of bent up in our shoes, this helps to straighten the toes. Again, the more you do it, the better it is. Then once you're there, you're trying to get your fingers in between your toes. And they do this when you go to have your toenails painted. They stick a thing in between your toes. But again, what this does, it starts to straighten the toes. If the toes start to come over the top of each other, we get corns because they end up being one toe on top of the other, and it rubs as we're walking. So like I said, once you've got it there, you can move the foot round in a circle. You can point and flex the toes. You can do whatever you want by just moving, because remember, the foot doesn't get much attention. We put our socks and our shoes on and we kind of forget about them. But they are our greatest supporters. So we want to make sure that we look after our feet and our toes. And just by doing movements like this, we start to work on the ankle, but you'll also feel it also into the knees. Little ligaments move here. But you'll find that the more you're pulling backwards and forwards, you'll see your bridge start to move. It'll get creased. Well, as it's creasing, like you're doing a sit-up, you're starting to work this muscle on the inside. So you're starting to work your bridge muscle that's there. That helps to keep it up. So again, from here, we're going to let go, and that should be quite nice on the toes. You're sliding it over, coming up onto your tiptoes, and if you want to, see if you can push it and flick it around. Now, because we're sitting down, you've got no worries about, no issues about falling over. So you can. It might not want to go. It might be like, oh, and you feel it right there in the knee. The knee's going, no. Listen to your body. But the more you do it, the more that you're moving this foot, again, you're starting to work the ankle. You're starting to work the knee. Now, if you try to open your legs, you'll start using the yin and yang force. So again, you're working the knees, working the thighs, but without putting too much pressure. And like I said, with the knees, with the ankles, there isn't many exercises that we can do, but things like this are great for them. But you don't have to do them standing up, you can do them sitting down. But they'll start to bring blood in towards these areas, the knees, the ankles, the hips, and this tends to be where we have most problems. So we tend to have arthritis of the knees, arthritis of the hips, arthritis into the ankles, or water filling the lower limbs. So again, anything that brings more activity to the lower limbs will then drain away all the fluids that are left there. So let's undo our legs and give them a little shake. So we're going to take it into our pelvic floor. So sitting up nice and straight, we're taking ourselves right down into our lower part of our body. So we close our eyes. We think of the front muscle or the back muscle. We think of the abdominals. We are pulling them in and we're holding it. We're still breathing. And then we're relaxing. Now the relaxing is just as important as the holding. We need to feel what it feels like to relax everything so that we can understand what it feels like to pull it in. So again, at the back, at the front, pull in the abdominals, hold them in, breathe. And relax. So we've got 3 more, that was 2. Here we go, at the back, at the front, at the stomach, pull in, hold. And relax. Here's our 4th one. At the back, at the front, at the belly, pull in. Tighten everything up. Squeeze them thighs. Imagine squeezing the legs together. Squeeze the shoulder muscles, the chest muscles. Tighten up the bum. Pull everything in. And relax. Our last one. At the bottom, pulling in. Think about pulling all them muscles in through the bottom and then pulling the abdominal in. Know that it's something separate. Then squeeze in the leg muscles, squeeze in the stomach muscles, squeeze the bum muscles, squeeze the shoulder muscles back, tuck the chin in. Push the feet towards the floor. But make sure you're breathing. And relax. Bring everything down. Lovely. So we're going to bring ourselves into our standing. So again, we're coming right to the edge of our chair. Hands out, tuck the chin in. We're going to do 5 of these. 5 up, 5 down. We're reaching forward, we're breathing in, we're standing up. We're breathing out, we're pushing back, we're sitting down. 2. Use your breathing. 3. 4. 5. Let's stay up here. Lovely. So, if you stand with your chair, the back of your chair to you, we're going to do a triangle pose. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and have the toes pointing forward. Now you're going to turn the foot that's closest to the chair, lift the toes and swivel the heel round, but make sure that you don't bring that heel round, so that you want to keep everything pulling back. You're just swiveling it and placing it down. Now you're going to make sure that you don't let your feet roll in. You want to push down through the outside edge of the little toe and think about lifting the bridge of your foot here, trying to lift that up. You're going to bring your hand that's furthest away from the chair, so thumbs up to thumbs down, and bring it behind your back. You're then going to lean down onto the chair, so you can bring your elbow down. So you can place your elbow, rest it on the back of the chair. Bring the other elbow up, pull it back, and look up towards the ceiling. Hold it here, and you'll feel this stretch right through the sides. Now stay in the same position. See if you can bend your knee towards the chair. So now you're going into a side angle pose. You'll feel this stretch through the hips, through that side muscle. And again, we're just working the knees. We're going to straighten that knee again. Back into our triangle pose. And then we're going to lift our arms and bring ourselves back up. Now, if your hand is on your back here, you should feel if it starts to move or twist. You want to keep it nice and straight. So we're going to do the same thing before we change sides. We'll do it one more time on this side. So again, turn that foot out. If you find you can, you might be able to move that foot back a little bit further. If you want, you might not. We're keeping the elbow turned back. We're bending the arm and bringing the hand down onto the back of the chair. And then we're pulling the elbow back. We're looking up. Lovely. So we're still trying to keep that front leg straight, but it's not locked. There's a slight little bend in it. There's also a slight little bend in that back leg. It's not completely locked. Now we're going to take that front leg into a bend. So we're going to push it towards the chair. And you'll feel the stretch is just a little bit more running down this side. The knee should be straight. It shouldn't be going over too far. It should be in line with the ankle or behind. And we feel as if somebody's pulling that hip backwards. So we're going to straighten that knee again. And we're going to bring ourselves up to straight. Turn the foot in and bring the feet back together. Take the arm down. So let's go to the other side. So you can go around the other side or change the chair's position if you prefer. So from here we're taking our feet a little bit wider than our hips. And we're turning the foot closest to the chair, lifting the toes, turning them round, placing them down. But making sure that hip's pulling back. Pushing down through the outside edge of the feet, don't let them roll in. Take the hand, thumbs down, goes behind the back, so we can keep an eye on that lower spine. We're breathing out and we're bringing ourselves down. Now if you can get the elbow down, you get the elbow down. If you can't, you just bring it to wherever feels comfortable for you. But that top elbow, you're pulling it backwards and you're turning to try and look up to the sky. Imagine that you're trying to get your chest to twist all the way up towards the ceiling. So now we're going to bend that front knee, that knee by the chair, and bring it down. But still trying to twist backwards. And then we're going to straighten that knee and bring ourselves back up. Take the hand down so that we're resting them shoulders, resting that arm. So we're going to do it one more time. We're placing our hand back there. Now we might want to see if we can move that foot a little bit further. It might not want to go. If it doesn't, don't worry. We're taking the hand again behind our back. We're reaching over, pulling the top elbow back, looking up, controlling that head. Imagine someone's pulling the back hip backwards a little. And then we're going to bend the front knee. And we're pushing the leg back to straight. And we're bringing ourselves back up. We're bringing the arm down, we're turning the foot in and stepping them back together. Lovely. So from here, if we take our hands to the back of the chair and we step the one foot backwards, keep the one foot into the chair, bend that front knee in, keep that foot back and the back flat on the floor. Push forward, feel that stretch through that lower calf. Should be lovely. And then we're going to step back in and we're going to take it the other side. So step the foot out, place the heel flat down, bend that front knee, keep that heel at the back down. Beautiful stretch, one of my favourite stretches. The calf does an awful lot of exercise. But it's one of the main reasons for arthritis of the knee is this muscle shrinks down. And let's change it one more time, stepping in, step it back. Keep the heel down, push that front knee, push that heel down at the back. Try and push the knee towards the ceiling. The more you try and straighten that back knee, the more you'll feel it stretch. And we're taking it one more time, changing it. Stepping it back, make sure the foot's facing in. Then try and push that knee back. Try and straighten that knee as much as you can. Again, it might be just a tiny little movement, but you're trying to hyperextend that back knee. Lock the knee. You won't want to go, you don't hold it, and just push in and out. And then we're going to bring it back in. So we're going to take it down that little bit further so that we're taking it right into this area here and right into the foot. You're stepping it back, the heel stays down. You're still pushing with that front knee, but now this back knee, trying to keep the heel down, you're trying to bend the knee. Last time I was trying to get you to straighten it, now I'm trying to get you to bend it. Now with the foot, I'll do it this way, you're trying to roll the foot side to side, just very gently. So you're rolling onto the little toe, then you're rolling all the way over to the big toe. But you're still trying to keep that knee bent at the back. Now this you should feel right down into your ankle. And then we're going to bring it back in and we're going to change sides. So we're taking the foot back, we're keeping the heel down, we're bending the knees slightly, we're rolling that foot side to side. Or you can hold it in one position. If you think, oh actually it feels lovely there, then hold it in that position. If you know that because you're going out walking, you're walking on uneven ground, going from concrete to grass to mud, then you may find that doing the movement is much better for you. You're going up and down hills. And then we're going to bring it in, and again we're going to do one more on each side. See if you can step it back a little further. Still pushing into that front knee, still bending that back knee. Then just wiggling it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't worry. And then we're bringing it in and we're going to change sides last time. And even though we just feel this in the ankle, if you really think about it, you'll feel it into that kneecap, then you'll feel it into the hip, you may feel it into that lower back. You may feel that it goes all the way up the spine. You can feel it into your shoulders, maybe into your neck. And the strange thing about our muscles is that they are all connected. So even though we're working with muscles that connect to our toe, it will connect all the way up through the spine, right to the head, maybe even to the eye. And let's bring that foot in. So we're going to stretch up the lower back. We're stepping all the way back. Now if you have to, you can bring your elbows down, especially if you've got shoulder problems. But if you can, you're trying to take the arms all the way out. You're trying to push your chest down. If you need to, you can bend them knees so that you're getting the chest and the shoulders back. And you want to roll the shoulders backwards. You don't want them pulling down. You want them rolling back. But you don't want the chin to drop too far. You want the ears to be in line with the shoulders. You may find you can straighten one leg and then the other leg. But you're thinking about trying to keep that back straight, but the straightening of the legs, you'll feel it. One side will feel lovely, one side will feel tight. But again, as you're straightening the legs, you'll feel that pull all the way up to the shoulder blades. So we're going to lift our head, look forward. And we're going to roll the shoulders and just lean forward slightly. So dropping them hips down, shoulders back. And then we're going to bring ourselves back down again. Good. And again, let's try and straighten the one leg or the both legs, but keeping that back nice and straight. Pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Feel that lovely stretch through the back. And then lift the head. Lift up, shoulders back, tuck the chin in, squeeze the stomach muscles. We're going to step in and we're going to push back. So from here, you're pushing your hips forward, you're pulling your shoulders, you're leaning back. Don't let the head drop back too far. Make sure that you're controlling it. You've got the chair there if you need it. But you'll feel that stretch right through the front of your belly. And let's bring it back up. And let's do one more stretch backwards. Breathe in, shoulders pulling back, chin tucked in. Breathing in from the belly all the way up through the chest. And then bringing it back up. Lovely. So let's bring ourselves back onto our chair. Now, you can sit on the chair so that you're sitting halfway, because we're going to do cow face with our arms, or you can sit this way. So I'm going to sit this way because it makes it easy for you to see what I'm doing. So with the band in your right hand, you're going to go thumbs up, and then your left hand is going to go thumbs down. Your thumbs up goes up, and it comes over. Your thumb down kind of makes that position and comes in and grabs hold. From there, you're pulling the elbows backwards, locking up and seeing if you can walk your hands towards each other. Now we're breathing into the armpits, into the shoulders, and we're trying to pull the elbows back as we're breathing in. So we're letting go with that bottom hand and we're taking the top hand out. We can swap the elastics or the rope. So now the left is thumbs up, the right is thumbs down. The thumbs up comes up, the thumbs out, down comes down. We walk them together, we lift the head, we pull the elbows back. We're breathing into the shoulders, into the back. And again, we're dropping that bottom hand. We're taking the top hand down. We're swapping over. I'm going to turn around. We're going to do it one more time. So the right comes up, it comes over. The left comes down. We're walking them in. We're pulling the elbows back. We're looking up. We're breathing into our back. As you breathe in, you should feel the breath touch your hand. Push your hand away. Push the back backwards. And then undo, bring them out. And our last one, thumbs up, thumbs down, comes in. If they can grab, they can grab. If they don't, you stick with your elastic. Ooh, lovely. Lift the arms back, breathe in. It's a great stretch for our bingo wings. Perfect for that. But at the same time, it pulls us back. Stops us from rolling forward and pulling our shoulders forward. You'll feel the shoulder blades want to come together. They'll kind of trap your hand in between them. It helps you to notice where the breathing is. And again, we're releasing and bringing down. Lovely. So from here, staying on the edge, we're going to take it down. So we're going to breathe out and bring our hands underneath our legs and let our head go down between. Now, if you've got big boobs, you've got a belly, you want to get right the way down, you can open up the legs and let yourself drop in. Let everything fall forward. You'll feel the back stretching again, breathing into that back. This time the shoulders want to open up. Now we're going to come out, but we're going to tuck our chin in, make sure it's in. We're going to bring our hands up onto our legs and we're going to curl ourselves back up. We're going to do one more of those again. So we're tucking the chin in. We're curling ourselves in. Lovely. Breathing into that back. Letting the shoulder blades relax, come forward and down. We're bringing the hands back to our legs, we're tucking our chin in and we're rolling up. Lovely. So, bring yourself back into your chair. I'm turning around now, you don't need to see my feet. Now you need to see my mouth. So, what did I do? I'm thinking. There's my breathing. So we're going to do Sikari breathing technique. Now, normally I'm telling you to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. With this one, you breathe in through the mouth. And it's a cooling one. But you're bringing your tongue and you're going to place it at the top of your mouth. Or you can stick it out. And if you can make it into a circle, or I can't do that. And then you can suck the air in that way. So you're sucking the air in. You're going to try and hold it for a little bit, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you're going to slowly let it out through the nose.